It is now my pleasure to get the program started by introducing our 12th Chancellor and President, Kent Severud.
Thank you, Sue, and welcome everybody. Good morning to a really happy day at Syracuse University. And welcome to the future home of the Football Operations Center at Syracuse University's John and Laura Lally Athletics Complex. I added Laura there here. I'm really grateful to Trustee John Lally and his wife Laura for the generosity and the challenge that really made this building move from an aspiration to an achievement. Their gift really continues an incredible legacy, a football legacy here for generations to come. And I also am grateful to all the other trustees who are here today, some of whom I've been able to thank already, but I'll see the rest later. And that includes Pat Matino and Neil Gold and Josh Hines and James Kuhn, all of whom have supported the Lally Athletics Complex and the Football Operations Center and a million other things over the years at Syracuse University. I want to thank all the Legends Society donors for your generous support that brought us here to this groundbreaking. Really, the Legends Society is one of the most amazing things of recent years to me. And that brings me to noting that we wouldn't be here today without Tracy Barlock and Michael Paulus and a really stellar advancement team. They really unleashed the power of the Orange Nation. They blew previous fundraising goals out of the water. Legends Society members grew by 80% in one academic year, this past academic year, and I really credit that increase to the challenge that the Lally gift posed and to diligent advancement work and excitement about this particular project. I want to particularly acknowledge Coach Dino Babers and his whole team today. It's an understatement to say that Dino and his team have done more than their share to inject excitement and good character and hope and optimism into the Syracuse football program. I am deeply grateful that we have Coach Babers at Syracuse University. And I'm also grateful for the decisive Orange wins in the last 3 games. This team is well coached. I just need to say that twice. This team is well coached, and it's ready for challenges, and I thank Coach Babers, and I wish you good luck tomorrow. Finally, I just want to express gratitude to Director of Athletics John Wildhack and his whole team. It's been a wild and unpredictable year in intercollegiate athletics. John, I appreciate you managing everything that's been coming at us, making the best decisions for our university and for our student athletes while keeping this critical building project on track. I know it's been a real lift, John. So today we formally break ground on the Football Operations Center, but thanks to John and Laura Lally and all of you, we're also doing something more today. We are proudly underlining what this university is committed to for the future. Syracuse University is committed to remaining competitive in football year after year. Syracuse University is dedicated to remaining a strong force within the ACC in all our sports. And Syracuse will keep pushing to make the ACC remain competitive among the top echelon of intercollegiate athletics and academics. Those 3 things have not been easy, and they're not going to get any easier in the future, but this is Syracuse. We can lead, we can do these things, we can do them with your help, and the evidence of that is so much that you've already done already. There is more coming. There's more coming in football. There's more coming in the JMA Dome. There's more coming in the ACC, and I'm happy to say there's more coming on this very site. Where we stand today, so many of our students will benefit in their health, in their nutrition, in their competitiveness, in their character, and in their academics. And for those reasons, I think there's a really bright future for Syracuse and for Syracuse football. So thank you, and go Orange.
Thank you, Chancellor. And now we'd like to welcome Director of Athletics John Wildhack.
Thank you, Sue. Chancellor Severud, Dr. Chen. Welcome, everyone. Today is another monumental step forward in shaping the future of Syracuse University athletics, and in particular our football program. I'm thankful to the Chancellor for his support, our Board of Trustees for their support, and a special thanks to Board Chair Jeff Scruggs and our past, most recent Chair Kathy Walters for their support. We also have several members of the Chancellor's executive team here with us today, and on behalf of all of us in the Syracuse Athletics Department, we thank you for your support. As the Chancellor mentioned in his comments, we would not be here today without the great work of Michael Paulus, Tracy Barlock, the Cuse Athletics Fund, and university advancement teams. They did amazing, amazing work. And a huge thanks to Pete Sala and his team at CPDC, Gensler Architects, Hanner Hoyt, and Jack Porter for their great work. John and Laura, thank you for believing and investing in our vision, our future, and for being leaders. Thank you to our Legend Society members who stepped forward. Your contributions and your support make this facility a reality. So what does today represent? It represents a commitment to compete, and to compete successfully at a national level, as the Chancellor said. It represents a commitment to develop our young men beyond just the gridiron. The vision of this facility is to provide every team member and every student athlete the ability to maximize their full potential academically and athletically. To the current members of our football program, especially our younger ones, your future, our future is exciting. Less than 2 years, you'll be the beneficiaries of this new facilities. For prospective student athletes, know that Syracuse football is an ascendant brand, a brand on the rise, and today exemplifies that. And for those who may have questioned our commitment to football, let today put that narrative to rest forever. When our football program is successful, it creates a sense of pride on our campus, in our community, across the state, for Orange fans around the globe. And we see that today with so many of our football alums back for the Syracuse Football Club. Our goal is to give you much to be proud of. We have a vision, it's bold, and it's distinctly orange, and we can accomplish it. I ask our community, I ask our alumni and our fans to enthusiastically show their support for Coach Babers, his staff, and this team. And let's demonstrate our orange pride tomorrow when we have the honor of hosting West Point at noon tomorrow in the JMA Dome. Today is indeed a great day for our football program and for Syracuse athletics, and even greater days await. Go Orange.
Thank you, John. And now a person who needs no introduction, our head football coach, Dino Babers.
First of all, it's another beautiful day in Syracuse, New York. I like to wake up in the morning and look at those sunrises and I go, God is showing off again, and I love it. I absolutely love it. First of all, I would like to thank the Legend Society and the donors who have invested in this. This is going to really make a difference for us. I can't leave the podium without thanking John Walhack. His vision of pushing this through, just being determined, not letting go. You'd be a heck of an offensive lineman. I can use you tomorrow in the pits. There's no doubt about it. When I looked at this, and they brought this opportunity for me to speak, and they gave me 5 minutes, and I just said, well, that's not happening. 5 minutes? But I want to tell 2 quick stories. Chancellor Severud. I met him in December of 2015 in an unmarked location, unbeknown to everyone else. And he sat in front of a team from Syracuse and interviewed me. And the look in his eye, the determination in his voice, and just the moral pureness of him. I can still remember when I told him that I was coming to Syracuse, And he says, well, I want to send you the papers. And I said, don't worry about the papers, I'm coming. And everybody froze, and we shook hands. And that was it. I was coming. And some people found out that we had no written contract, but they didn't understand him, and they didn't understand me, that handshake was binding. Fantastic leadership for the university, fantastic person. Chancellor Severu, thank you so much for everything you've done. And last but not least, John and Laura Lowry. Woo! Oh my goodness, what a team. WWF tag team, you do not want to mess with these two, they will take you out. I love them, I absolutely love them. I had the pleasure of meeting John. He wanted to meet our offensive line. We brought him into the cafeteria. He met our offensive line out, and I'm telling the story. If I get the story wrong, you can change it. And there was a young man there that had a bad knee. And he got through talking to all the offensive linemen. He came up to me and he said, Coach, what happened to the young man with the bad knee? I said, well, he tore his ACL. He said, well, how did he tear his ACL? I said, he tore his ACL on the AstroTurf going over a hurdle. He said, running over the hurdle? I said, no, stepping over the hurdle. And he said, what? And I said, you want to come see it? He goes, yeah, I have never done this before. I might get in trouble for this. We got in my car, my old car, and we drove out to the middle of the football field and opened the doors, got out of the car, and John looked around and he looked at the AstroTurf and he said, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. And as far as I know, he wrote the check right there. He wrote the check right there to change everything, to change the way we practice, to change the future of what's going on here at Syracuse University, and to buy into the vision. Because once again, I'm up here and I'm saying, why not Syracuse? Why not? Thank you so much, John and Laura.
Thank you, Coach Babers. And now we get to hear from the person whose name looms above us. Happily, we get to come into here to work every day and see John's name on the building. Please welcome John Lawley.
That's a tough act to follow, just for the record. I'll come up with a couple stories of my own to just keep this thing going. But before I do that, the Legend Society and the donors have to get credit for this. They said, yeah, I may have started, but without your support, this would have never happened. So, when you're with your buddies, you've heard what the chancellor has to say, you've heard the commitment that the chancellor and the board of trustees have made to the program and the direction that they want it to go. I'm going to tell you, they're the reason why I came in. When we were all playing, a bunch of the old guys running around the facilities, I mean, as much as we think these need to be improved, you go back to my day, they definitely needed to be improved. When I graduated, I was fortunate to get into a business that was infinitely successful. And I attribute a lot of my success to the coaches and my time here at the university. I've said this to a number of people. My mom will tell you, I was a little bit of a handful growing up. And when I left the university, I was not quite the handful I was when I came into the university. So I want to continue to encourage engagement out of our alums. When I came to visit, I was originally going to look at the naming the football wing. And I thought, that's my start. That's my love. That's really what I thought I wanted to do. And there was a guy in advancement, Bob Arkelpane at the time, also a teammate. A genius, absolutely genius. Rather than showing me all the football stuff, he started with Olympic sports. And we toured the rest of the field house, although we're celebrating Coach Babers and the football wing, but he toured me around the rest of the field house. And I couldn't believe the facilities and how in need they were of an upgrade for all the other sports. And that's really what convinced me to step up from the football wing to the rest of the field house, so that not only can we be competitive in football and basketball, which very, very important, but we need to be competitive in all of our sports. If we're going to get world-class athletes here, and we're going to be competitive, and congratulations to the soccer team for their championship this year. But if we're going to be competitive, we need the support from the entire athletic program. And I'm going to encourage, and I'm Michael Paulus's best salesman right now, I'm going to encourage that as a university that we do as much as we can to support the chancellor's vision, because that's pretty unique. And with the ACC the way it is, we have to compete at the ACC level. We have to have facilities that are going to compete against the other ACC programs. And I know we can do it. I'm 100% obviously committed to doing it, and really appreciate the support. Now, on the Coach Babers topic, yes, that in fact was true. And I must say, every time I get a chance, we need wins, and congratulations on the start. But it's not 100% up to Coach Babers. We play an enormous role in the success of this program. And you look around the ACC and you look at other schools and you compare where we sit relative to other ACC programs, that's the alumni base. The alumni base drives the success of the programs. So we can, when he wins again, we can all high five him and give him hugs and stuff like that. But we drive that success, and we need to continue to drive that success so that we become one of the leaders in the ACC. We've got the support of the chancellor, we got the support of the trustees, we got support of the athletic director. At no point in time since I graduated have I been engaged with the university at the level that they're willing to engage alums. And I'm going to just tell this one story, and Coach Babers might get a little bit angry with me. So I had a bunch of my teammates back for the opening game, like 16 or 18 of us. So we went and watched the run-through practice. And at the end of practice, Coach Babers comes over and he's, BSing with us. He says, "Hey, how would you guys like an ice cream?" He took our teammates into the team and let them all have an ice cream sundae. And I got to tell you, how simple little things like that, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the response that I got out of my teammates, because it's such a simple thing, but man, everybody felt the love. So congratulations, Coach Baber, and obviously we're going to have a win on Saturday, right? All right, so I promise to keep it short. Thank you for coming, and I guess we now get to do some shoveling.
Thank you, John. And yes, it is time to put the shovels in the ground officially. So I'd like to invite John and Laura Lally, Coach Dino Babers, to join John Wildhack, Chancellor Severud, and Dr. Chen for breaking the ground for our Football Operations Center. Thank you.
Hey, Otto, come on, let's get a picture with Otto out here. Come on, Otto, take your shovel. Just one quick little one with Otto. And that's a marketing guy right there.